So a client asked me today, what is this new HALO law I keep hearing about? Well, it's a great question. It actually started on January 1st, and the reality is this law is causing some problems, although it was implemented to prevent problems. And I think everyone in Palm Beach County needs to understand what they're dealing with. At least 11 people already have been arrested under the so-called HALO law. And to break it down for you, the HALO law is Florida Statute 843-31. And it makes it a second-degree misdemeanor to approach or stay within 25 feet of a first responder once they tell you to back off. So we're talking about police, firefighters, paramedics. But here's the kicker. You can be arrested if they claim that you are trying to interfere with their duties, threaten them, or harass them. But really, what does harass mean? The law says it intentionally causes substantial emotional distress, which makes it subjective. And what one officer might feel is emotionally distressed might not bother an officer at all, especially if these officers or paramedics or firefighters are used to responding to tragic situations. Now let's talk about what's really happening here. Even 1 hour after this law went into effect, a woman by the name of Katelynn Justice got arrested, and her crime was asking deputies why her husband was being detained. So think about that for a second. If you approach an officer who's detaining your loved one and you ask what's going on, you could be arrested. So what the police have to do is warn you first. But police don't have to tell you about the 25-foot rule. They don't have to explain that you need to stay back 25 feet. They just have to tell you to back off, and if you don't, you could be arrested. So you could literally be standing there and not knowing this law exists, and the next thing you know, you're in handcuffs. And I think the problem is pointed out by certain legislators, is that this whole emotional distress situation is too subjective, and really what it is this is another way of getting other people in trouble. One thing to know is a lot of these arrests have already been dropped, but that doesn't mean you want to do this process on your own. So here's my practical advice. If you're in Palm Beach County and you get arrested, contact an attorney. But if you're in the situation before you get arrested, stay back 25 feet. Don't argue with the officers. And if you feel the need to record what's going on, do so from a safe distance. Now, remain calm. Think about what's happening. Even if you think what's happening is wrong, remember, most police officers have body-worn cameras, and they're supposed to be on. So your need to stand and record everything is probably not necessary. So other attorneys and other legislators feel that this law is doing exactly what they suspected it was for, is to stop people from monitoring the police, and it's not for safety. Whether it is or isn't, I'll leave that up to you. But when I've been asked what should I do if I get arrested for it, we'll call an experienced attorney. Don't handle this yourself. This case requires someone who understands the law and how it is applied. The reality is I've been defending people's constitutional rights in Palm Beach County for over 20 years. And this law represents exactly the kind of overreach that concerns me. When citizens can be arrested for asking legitimate questions, documenting police activity, we've got a problem. So if you or a loved one's been arrested under the HALO law, don't face it alone. Contact our office, download one of my guides, review one of my videos, and talk to me. Let me help you out.